Have you ever cheated on a test? I have. Can I remember all the times? No. But specifically this one time, it's kind of embarrassing. So this is the one I'm going to focus on. I was homeschooled, so my mom was a teacher, and I'm one of 10 kids. So as I got older, more kids came, it was harder to keep track as one teacher of everyone and the different levels. So we started to be able to be on our own, do our work on our own, and then she would check it later, right? So then one day I'm just, working on my stuff, and I realized, I was like, I just want to get this done with. Like, I'm just so bored, and I just want to go out and play, right? The faster I can finish, the faster I can go out and play. So I know where my mom keeps her answer keys. She wasn't in the room. So I went over, grabbed the thing, just looked at it. It was super easy. It was math. So I just, numbers, done, right? Left, and I felt kind of like, it was like almost exciting, but then it was also like guilty, and it was just like a lot of emotions. But I was like, I get to go play. So I went. Next day, same thing. I already did it once, and I was like, I know how to do it. I still feel nervous because what if she walks in? But then I did it again and again and again and again and again, because I had a routine down. And the more I did it, the easier it got because I had it down, right? Months went by, the whole semester went by, and I had basically gotten 100 on probably all my tests, all my classes. But one day at the end, she's checking everything, and she realizes that I was doing so good, and she would, pat my back, say, great job. And then at one point, I started doing awful, like completely awful. Like I went from almost everything being right to everything being right to everything wrong. Not just one thing wrong, not just a few, but everything, right? So it gets through, and then she starts to try to figure out, like, what in the world happened here? And then she realized that I did get everything right, but I wrote things down in the wrong thing. So throughout my cheating, I started doing things faster and faster and faster. I started to get the answers for the following week, but writing them for the week before. And then I did that every week because I started, and that's where I kept going, right? So being a dumb kid, I was caught. But that was like the first experience that I think I realized, like, man, like that was dumb, but it was exciting. Like I experienced sin, not just like, you touch a stove, they tell you not to, you get burned, and then right? It was more of like, I experienced the ability of like no consequences from sin. But I also, looking back, I noticed that there was this freedom that was taken away from me throughout the time. I thought there was no consequences. I thought my parents were never going to find out. If they didn't find out, maybe I would have been fine, right? But no, looking back, there was this freedom that was taken away because I was late at night, and I would just be like, when are they going to find out? What if they find out? What are they going to do? Are they going to take me back and grounded forever? Like all these different things, right? So now it makes me think of this, right? Because as you get older, sin becomes easier, especially if you've made habits to sin. And there's also more opportunities for sin because you have this freedom. Like you're out on your own, you experience new things. But I want to read you this from the Catechism. So in the Catechism, paragraph 1849 says, sin is failure in genuine love for God. It wounds the nature of man and injures human solidarity. So the first one, sin is a failure in genuine love for God. God gave me this ability to learn. God gave me a mother. God gave me that I should respect, right? I should respect her time, all these different things. And I decided, for my own selfish desire, I decided to throw all that away because I wanted to go and play, right? So then the next one is myself, right? I was losing the ability to learn. I was using the ability to, take this time that I was given that I need to do because it's my responsibility to actually be able to learn, right? And the last one is my mom. I already mentioned this earlier, but it kind of like broke that trust. Now it's not that she can be like, okay, you go do your homework by yourself and you know what, you're going to be fine. Now in the back of her mind, the freedom was taken away that I can trust my son to do the right thing because I've already done it, not just wrong once, but like for months, right? So in all those ways, freedom was taken away. And we see that freedom being taken away just in general with people in all sorts of sin, lust, greed, gluttony. Like if you dig deeper, freedom is just taken away of all of those, in all those areas, in any sin that we do. So I'll leave you with this quote from Pope John Paul II. Pope John Paul II said, "Freedom is not the ability to do what we want, but the ability to do what we ought. And how true is that? Like the commandments, God gave us the commandments for a reason, right? They're not guidelines so that, we're chained down, but they're there to give us this freedom because they're there to help us not fall into sin. And what does sin do? Sin is what chains us down, what breaks that freedom. So in all of this, when you're out there just desiring to search for God, to search for more, right? What are the ways that you're being kind of restrained to do that well?